"Done," Evan stammered, his face turning a pale green. "Bathroom," he blurted, holding his breath and covering his mouth as he rushed toward our bathroom. Through the thin walls, we heard Evan convulsing and grunting, followed by the infamous splash of something large and heavy hitting the toilet bowl. We winced, but honestly, it was well-deserved. The only thing I hadn't told you guys yet was that we had animals. Many animals. And that waste has to go somewhere. Right now, it had just made its way into the toilet. Evan called his mom using our ancient landline, and within an hour, she'd arrived. "What on earth do you need me for on such short notice?" she hissed, rolling her eyes and sipping her coffee. "Mom, they gave me funny chocolate and I threw up," Evan said, clutching her leg and trembling. She lowered her sunglasses, her face twisting with anger. "My son did what? Because of you? But me, my mom, and my siblings all played innocent. Yes, it did happen, but we're so sorry. It was likely food poisoning. Why would we ever want to hurt your angel?" We all spoke over each other, losing the fake calm we'd been trying to keep. But Carol, no, she wasn't buying it. "I'm calling the cops," she snapped. We watched as she dialed 911, and soon our windows were flashing blue and red. Caleb, Jack, Mom, and I glanced at each other, then shrugged, ready to lie if needed. They knocked on our door. Aunt Carol stomped over and yanked it open so hard it nearly came off its hinges. The cops looked at her, then at the door, then back again. One of them cleared his throat. "Ma'am, what's the emergency?" Carol immediately broke down, sobbing. "They poisoned my child," she accused, pointing at us. "Oh, what crap," my mom said, snorting and rolling her eyes. The two cops shared a glance, then looked past her at Evan. "Mind if we come in?" the older one asked, eyes steady. "Course," my mom said, her voice strong and clear, holding the door open wide as they stepped inside. Carol side-eyed my mom, but honestly, that was expected. The older officer talked to the five of us, while the younger one asked Evan about how he felt and what his symptoms were. Aunt Carol kept up her sobbing, though not a single tear fell. "So what happened?" the older cop asked. Aunt Carol opened her mouth, but Jack spoke first. "We were..." He paused, glaring at Carol until she looked away. "Just playing a family game called Blessed Chocolate. Our dad sets it up, but all three of us make the chocolates." The officer scribbled something in his notepad. "And what are the ingredients?" he asked. My mom, bless her acting degree, instantly went into character. She ducked her head, shuffled her feet, and tried to look embarrassed. "Well, we just melt chocolate bars and make them into shapes. For the special one, which Evan got, we just add in some fish oil." She paused for a split second, reading the cop's face before continuing. "Now, I know it sounds really weird," she said quickly, "but if you put in just the right amount, the chocolate looks the same, and only tastes a little more savory than usual." As she finished, the second cop walked back over. "Just did some routine questions," he said, turning to Aunt Carol, who looked furious. "How did you not know your own son had a fish allergy?" She froze, then grabbed Evan by the arm and stormed out of the house. No one ever found out the truth. Except for me, my mom, my two brothers, and fate itself, for letting such a perfect coincidence happen. Ain't ever letting it slip. And the best part? Evan never came back. Can't even look at us at family gatherings.